What's up, my intergalactic friends? Today we're going to talk about the outfitting adjustment that just came recently here in Infinite Galaxy. Now, we recently talked about this, and now it's here. The game have finally updated, and we are now in for a treat. All right. So, based on what I have seen so far in this outfitting adjustment, is that it's actually much simpler than the previous update that they have done, or the previous outfitting that we are used to. So, first of all, let's go and check into our flagship, and I'm going to remove all of the equipments. By the way, if you guys are interested into seeing more Infinite Galaxy content, and perhaps you have not created your YouTube account yet, do consider creating your YouTube account. It's free, and it's free to subscribe and support the channel. And of course, if you find this video to be helpful, supporting the community, press that like button. Now, as you guys can see, I have my Hades, and Hades is a laser weapon type. Now, the gear that I can only equip now on Hades compared to before, I could have equipped any type of gear before. I could have equipped like a missile, kinetic, but now I can only equip laser weapon type onto Hades. And now if I go into my Poseidon, which is a missile type, I'm going to remove all of this, which you've already seen pretty much. I can only equip missile weapon type. All right. I'm going to do a quick equip here, and a quick equip. All right. So pretty much the gist of this is that what your flagship weapon type is what you can only equip to that flagship. Now, what makes this to be much simpler than the previous update? With this update, you can definitely just put whatever warship you want in the fleet setup. You can put frigs, destroyers, cruisers, whatever you want. But there's also you need to still consider that if you're running with Hades, for example, or a brawn test for Hades, you still want to put majority at least or full destroyer because you want to benefit into that skill. Same goes for a Cyclops or brawn test. You want to set it up with cruisers. All right. So the thing that really changed here in this update is this fleet effect. Total warship attack 22.2%, and if it is a legendary one, it's actually 42.5%, which is a pretty good amount of stats as a legendary. So let's take a look into the outfitting adjustment event page. If you click check flagship, we will go back to the previous page that we were in. You can do outfitting conversion, or you can do a free breakdown. You can break down all of your gears for free, and it's unlimited. This is a good opportunity for those free-to-play that wants to, fix their gear and, do it for free, right? So another thing that I was thinking, what if you break the gear down, you build the gear during Galaxy Star? Would you get insane points because then you can rebuild all of your gear? Since maybe it's an update, they're going to allow us to do that. I'm not so sure. You can take the risk, but there's really no big risk on trying to do that anyway. But I just want to mention that there's a free breakdown. You can do it, so feel free. All right, so now the outfitting conversion. Now, if you have like a missile, like what I do, and I want to change it into an annihilator light or a laser, or I want to go for kinetic, I can definitely do that as well. All you need to do is, for example, right here, you can click convert and convert. All right, so you have 30 remaining times to do this. So you have to think about this carefully, strategically, and how you are going to make some adjustments. So for me, what I am going to do right now is that I need to convert this fusion missile into a laser. All right, so I want to do this because I need to put it into this Hades for my my setup. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm going to remove this. All right, going back here, converting. I need to convert it into a laser, which I need to convert it into annihilator light. And if I do convert it like that, it's just relatively simple. The conversion like this. Click convert, or sorry, click confirm, and now I have the laser weapon. Now I go into the flagship, and now I will click this, and I'm going to replace this with a laser. Okay, it's not in the spaceport, so okay, I need to get it back into, yeah, it's deployed right now. I need to get it back to the spaceport. All right, now it's back into spaceport. Let's check this out. Let's click replace and replace it. And there we go. Level 8 versus level 11, right? Bigger stats. So that's one thing that you can do with this update. So who benefits in this outfitting adjustment? I've been trying to think about it, but I think if you are running with mixed fleet, let's say you have been working on an like Odysseus type of setup and Poseidon, that type of combination, it will definitely benefit you because when you're setting up your fleets, you're now getting your total warship attack. So if you run with frigs, destroyers, and cruisers all in the same fleet, then you're actually benefiting because prior to that, you couldn't really run so efficiently with that setup. So in my opinion, if you run that mixed setup, you really benefit a lot in this update. Now, I think it also benefits some of the newer players that are coming in because it's going to be a much simpler approach to the game. Another thing that I would think of is the rally. When we launch a rally, now everybody is going to get some benefit from the gear because as they take effect of the captain and also any of the captain defenders within any battles, I think that would benefit as well from this update. Now with the update live, you might wonder like how can you benefit into this? So we've been thinking about this in the Alliance and there's actually some ways that you can benefit from this update. Now, I don't know if many of you guys know about this consolidated charts. I've shared this before a long time ago. In this chart, you can actually see all the gears and as well as all the materials that you need. So what you can do in this case is that you can do some conversion and get some of the materials that you are like needing. So for example, you don't really have materials of the laser, but you need laser. But you actually have the materials that you need for kinetic. So what you can do is create all of this kinetic, since you have all of this, then you can actually turn it into a laser weapon. Now, another thing that you can do with this is that, for example, you are looking to make more of the deck module, which is the HP. The HP buff. So the deck module is what you need is some alloy, living metal, monogerm, ceramics, and I think the last one is let's see, what was the last one? UI, ultra micro AI component. So if we go here, this deck module, you need this ultra AI component. So for me, I pretty much am short on the monocrystalline germanium and as well as the living metal. So how can I help myself with this update? So as I said, I need living metal and as well as the monogerm. So these two is what I need, monogerm and living metal. So what I could do is create a bunch of kinetic gears, convert it into a missile. In terms, then I'm going to be able to get some living metal. Right, I'm going to get some living metal and as well as monocrystalline germanium, which is I'm going to get 100% of that monocrystal germanium, but I'm going to get about 50 living metal for consumption and breaking because I'm going to be using 100 to start with. So what I'm going to be getting here is an approximately, so we do 510. So what we're going to be consuming right now is 510, right? So 755 is what we're going to get. So basically, you do 755 minus 510, you're going to get 245 if you're doing the gold gear ones. But if you're going for the purple one in here, let's do the math for you guys. So kinetic to missile. So basically, living metal, we get 75. That's so 50. So that's pretty much just like a 25, right? So if you need to do the math, if you don't trust me, right? So pretty much you get 25 right there. Fun fact, when I used to work in a biotech company, we cannot do mental math. We have to do calculator, even if it's 1 plus 1. Well, fun fact. Or another thing that I can do is I can create some laser, convert it into kinetic, right? So I'm basically using my monogerm. So that's, I guess, one strategy that you can do just to get, some pieces of the equipment that you need. But I think what I'm going to do for now is I got to figure out a way to basically get as much as I can. I want to focus onto the laser equipment for now. So what I've been thinking is I'm gonna dismantle my kinetic gears, or not, sorry, not dismantle. I'm gonna convert some of my purple kinetic in here. I'm gonna max them out because I can max it out. And once I do that, I'm gonna convert. So basically, we are into purple kinetic. So I'm gonna, convert all this kinetic, and I want to make it into a laser because I have the equipments in here. So, and then I'm gonna break it down once I've converted into a laser purple. I'm gonna break it down. Let's actually do this together instead. So this is my plan. So as you can see, we have a level 11 kinetic. All right. So I am going to basically here's what I'm going to do. We're going to remove this. All right. I'm going to remove that because I want to make a gold gear, right? So, okay. So here's the thing. I really need this monocrystalline germanium. So how can I get this monocrystalline germanium, right? It's got to go to the laser. All right. So I got to convert that. So basically, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go here and go to the outfitting, and then this level 11, right? I'm going to convert it into a laser light gear. All right. There we go. Now, as you can see, we need this germanium. What I'm going to do is go here, go to the equipment that I just made. I made a rank 11 laser right here. This one. All right. So now I'm going to break it down. As you can see, I'm going to get this monocrystalline germanium. I got 355 for that. So I'm going to break it down. And when we break down right now, as you know, it's free. So it's perfect timing. So now I'm going to go back to the flagship. Go back here, and I can, continue to upgrade and create more of the laser gold gear. So that's what I'm gonna do. But I'm not gonna upgrade anything right now because I'm gonna wait for the Galaxy Star and do all of that. So I'm gonna continue to upgrade this, convert it, break it down, and then make it as a legendary one. But hopefully, or the gold one. So hopefully I will have enough. The question then, I will have enough of this blueprint gear. But for the meantime, it's okay. But if I'm really, want to get all this gold, I will need that germanium. And, I don't really particularly need all the kinetics. So, I'm going to be accumulating all of this later on for that. So the living metal, though, if I want to create all the deck module, then I will have to change the approach, because if I need the living metal, which I also, for the deck module, it's going to be a different process. So it's kind of like a little bit of a really brain thinking about this, so yeah, it's challenging as well. So right now I've made some monocrystal germanium. I have a lot now, so I can continue to upgrade here. But then you got to think about, how am I going to get more living metal? So then I got to go back into the chart in here. What way can I get some living metal without any consumption? So the other way is going from laser, right? You go from laser into a missile, which you can get some living metal, but right. So let's take a look into the legendary one. For me, it's much easier looking at it. So I'll go from laser and go to missile. Although you're losing some in the mono germanium, so it really depends on your conversion and how you want it. So in here, you're totally losing everything. At least here, you're losing partial of the mono germanium as well. So it really depends on your approach and how you're going to do it. So there's of course a real strategy into it. You need to put some detail and work into it. But so for now, this is what I'm going to be doing. So it's going to be a little bit of a work and challenge through the process, and hopefully I'll make a video again and talk about it. Now, just to have a recap of everything, the update, you can convert, you can break down equipments right now, and the fleet effect, this is the big thing, is going here. Right, the total fleet effect is changing now, not going towards to the missile, kinetic, or laser. So if I remove this, let's take a look in here. If you're gonna be paying attention where the buff is coming from, as you can see, my weapons is like definitely lower. But if you take a look into this, frigate attack 684, cruiser 687, and then destroyer 846. So let's just pay attention to destroyer 846. So when I remove that, when I remove all that gear, all right, 846, as I mentioned, into the destroyer. Now my destroyer is now 500. Sorry, now my destroyer is now 730.4. So if you're looking for the stats where it's going, it is actually going to the base attack of the warships. Anyway, my intergalactic friends, thank you guys for watching. I will see you guys again next time. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comment section. So please give your opinions.